Hello people of the internet, I'm Christina and I am making a quick video about a couple things that I've learned about my GoPro in this past year that I've owned it, and a couple of the cases and some recommendations based off my own experiences with my GoPro. So I have a GoPro Hero 4 Silver, and I've been using it for just about a year now. I love this camera. It's really it's my go-to for everything, so I always have it with me. The only thing I could say is that I really wish that they had figured out the stabilization thing in this GoPro rather than waiting until the 5, because that is one of my major negatives about the camera itself. Over this past year, I've learned a couple things about cases and other things when it comes to these GoPros. If you've ever heard a GoPro video on the internet, it usually sounds really foggy and it sounds like the audio sucks. So very quickly after I got my GoPro, I realized I needed something to fix that sound problem. So this is the GoPro case that comes with the camera. It's pretty beat up. I traveled with it all summer, but this is the back of the case that allows you to use the touchscreen while it is still completely waterproof, which is kind of cool. But I do believe that this touchscreen is very hard to use because it's probably hard to see, but I have to push down really hard. There's a thick bubble of air between the screen itself and this plastic outside layer, which I got it a year ago. I don't know if they've come out with a better version of this, but quite frankly, this is the most annoying thing in the world to me. It makes it really hard to use. You feel like you're really jabbing your finger into this screen, and it just doesn't react well. It doesn't feel right. It's just really hard to use, and you have to put, moving it like this, you're not going to get any sort of result. You really have to put in a lot of pressure, and I really don't like that. I feel like I'm damaging my camera every single time I try to do something. So I didn't really like that. GoPro sent me that kind of a quality of thing, but I guess their attempts to keep it waterproof kind of trumped the need for a really usable touchscreen, considering many people I know don't really use the touchscreen. The other back that comes with these cases in the actual box that the GoPro is in is this completely open back, which allows you to use the touchscreen, but of course is not waterproof. It also lets in a little bit more sound, which was cool, that I noticed when I first was recording, but I don't really like using this one because I like to have the screen protected. And the last one that I obviously used a lot is this one that is completely sealed off. Can't access the touchscreen, which is fine by me because it saves some battery in the long run. So this is the one that comes with it. I don't really like it very much because it causes a really bad audio problem, and the only time I ever really use this case is for complete waterproof, when I want to completely waterproof my GoPro, and that doesn't happen very often. So the next case that I purchased was actually this case, and this case, I do not remember the brand I bought it from. I know it was just simply in a plastic bag that it came in, so it seemed somewhat pretty knockoff. It was cheap. I believe it was only about $10 to $15. This style of closing it, it's very hard to use and it hurts my fingers a lot. This is kind of an older style case. I believe the screws around the edge, I believe, were an older design. But the reason I purchased this case was because of this open port. I have access to the sort of to the SD card. I don't really like to pull it out of there because I don't want to damage the SD card, but I have access to plug in my charger as well as a microphone, which I use. And what I do is I plug it into my GoPro right here, and I tape this to the back usually. And so I have much better audio because the microphone is actually on the top of the GoPro, and that's very annoying because it doesn't pick up very much audio. So what I do is I just plop this on there, and although it's not waterproof, it works for me pretty well. So I used that. That was the main reason for purchasing this case. essentially this covering has become too scratched and worn down for me to really have some quality video anymore. This was a great case. I bought it on Amazon, but it's time to retire it. So I got this Wiser Electon case, and I got it yesterday, and I actually opened it yesterday, but I would like to reopen it with you guys to show you kind of why I like it, because I like it a lot. So they also have other cases. They have a waterproof housing, and they have the skeleton housing in other colors. So if you're interested in getting this, I got it on Amazon. I believe it was like $20. But it comes with, of course, an extra little mount and a screw that I'll use to hold up the GoPro in a minute. Comes in this little packaging. They had a plastic on this back that I took off. So I got the case yesterday, and I like it a lot. I like the design a lot better than the old one. So compared to the old one, this case seems to be less bulky. It's similar in that it has the open sides so that I have access to the ports as well as the SD card, which, as you can see on this one, it only has a small hole that I can't exactly access the SD card very well with. And this one, the hole has been extended further so that the SD card is able to be accessed via the side. The latch on this case is actually much easier, in my opinion, to open. This one, you have to dig your finger into this little spot right here and pull up and then pull it out. It's very painful, in my opinion. I don't like it. And so that is why when I went on Amazon and purchased this one, I was specifically looking to not get something like this again. I like this one a lot. So far, so good. I'll put the GoPro in it. So as you can see, it looks like, I mean, any old typical GoPro case. You can see I have full access to the SD card on the side here, which I could not do in the other case without feeling like I was going to break it. The case also came with a couple of these little anti-fog inserts, which I already opened. They're not sticky, which is kind of disappointing because in the past I have placed these into my cases and they're just not, like, they work, but if they fall out every time you have to open the case, replace the battery because you see your battery died, or you just need to open the case in general, they fall out. And so this is kind of annoying to me, but it's still nice that they threw a couple of those in there just in case, you know, someone really doesn't have any and wants them, so that you can just like tape them in or something. As you can see, the back of this actually has that touchscreen cover like my original GoPro case had, and I believe this actually works so much better. If you can see, the amount of pressure I'm putting on the screen is not nearly what I was using before. It's so much easier to use. I don't feel like I'm gonna break my GoPro when I'm using this, and it seems like a very logical way of going about this kind of protective screen, because now my screen is protected, but I also have access to use it, which is very nice in my opinion. So yeah, and I like that a lot. I think this is a really nice case, and I'm really excited to use it all summer in some of my drum corps videos, which, if you know what drum corps is and you'd like to subscribe and keep an eye on my summer, then please do so. So yeah, if you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like drum corps, feel free to follow my my adventures this summer. Yeah, thanks for watching.